Tomb Raider is directed by Uthaugh, and I apologize for saying it that way, but the man's name is Roar, how can you not? And it stars Alicia, Vikander, Walton, Goggins, and Dominic in the rebooted series for the Tomb Raider franchise. This is, to my knowledge, or to my memory at least, the first reboot of a video game, movie, or franchise in this case. And in this film, Lara Croft, whose father has been missing for a number of years, finds herself in a place where she must face the fact that he might be dead. But one day, when finding a clue in her own house, she pushes herself beyond her limits to find out the island where her father disappeared and find out once and for all if he is dead or not. Now, it's no secret that video game movies are no good for the most part, and now rebooting a series of films that were pretty cheesy but pretty guilty pleasure-y for the most part might not seem like a good idea, but turns out it's apparently okay, and one of the best video game movies we've ever had, because commitment goes a long way, and both behind and in front of the camera there is commitment in this film, especially by Alicia Vikander. She is incredible in this film. She gives a performance like she would give in an Oscar-nominated movie. Of course, the material is not to the same level, but she portraying this character, and the character herself is also portrayed very well, but we'll get to that. Alicia Vikander gives one hell of a performance, and so does Dominic, who doesn't show up in enough movies, and so does Walton Goggins, who just chews the scenery whenever he gets the chance to, and he makes this movie shine brighter in every chance that he gets, and he does the most with it. So yeah, the performances all around are incredibly good and legitimate, but the character of Lara Croft herself is portrayed very realistically. She comes off as a human being. She's going on her first adventure. She is not super strong. She is not know-it-all. She's going into this knowing nothing and finding out stuff along the way, how to survive, how to adapt, and the film portrays her that way throughout. In many movies you see the mistake that a character is presented to us as human, but then eventually when it comes to the big adventure and the big fights and whatnot, she or he becomes a superhero. But that is not the case, fortunately, in Tomb Raider. You see Lara Croft being afraid, you see her not knowing what to do, what to say in certain situations, and you see she is a human being who gets beaten to shit throughout this film. She gets stabbed, she falls from things, she gets wounds that are very specific to some of the ones she gets in the game, and even the ones that stay in her face, but she gets dragged down through the floor through the entire 2-hour runtime of this film, and I really enjoy the realism in that portrayal of the character. Also, something that I did not expect to hit me as hard as it did, because we'll get to the problems of this film eventually, but something that they really did well was the father and daughter bond. I was incredibly, pleasantly surprised at seeing this bond being portrayed, and certain scenes come on where I felt it right here, and I was surprised that I was feeling so many things at those moments, because I had many problems with this film, and again, we'll get to that. But the relationship, the bond between this father and this daughter is absolutely endearing and engaging, and you feel it, and when it comes to certain scenes in this film, it feels absolutely rewarding. And the action in this film is pretty fun. Again, not all of it, and we'll get to that, but there are some action sequences that are straight out of the game, very pleasing to the eye, and it does feel like a brand new grand adventure that Lara Croft goes in with this dude named Lou Ren. And he is portrayed by one of my favorite actors, Daniel Wu from Into the Badlands, and he is not in the movie much, neither is Nick Frost. Now, to the bad of this film. My god, does this movie drag! For the first 40 minutes, you can stay out of the theater, wait till 40 minutes pass from the start time of the film, and then come in, because you will miss nothing. Stuff that happens in this film gets dragged down so much, you won't miss a thing until you come in, and this movie really starts going once Lara gets to the island. They do some good stuff developing your character and making you connect with her to some level, but apart from that, some of the stuff that happens here with her job and a race with bicycles throughout London is completely useless, doesn't advance the plot whatsoever. It's activity and not action. action. And in a narrative that makes a big ton of difference. Also, the story gets pretty silly and convoluted. And yes, it's a video game movie, of course the story will be silly, but there is silly and there is silly. There's retard and there's full retard, and you never want to go full retard. Especially at the end, there's a reveal that convolutes the whole plot from beginning to end and kind of contradicts itself. And the biggest issue I have with this film is the editing. In small parts of this film, where it might seem like nothing to you, they cut away from certain shots to others, and it feels completely egregious because continuity. Someone is hunched over their arms and then cut away to a close-up and they're standing straight, and stuff like that happens throughout. Tomb Raider is one of the best, if not the best, video game movie we've ever gotten. That's not saying much, but at the same time it's saying a lot when it comes to this genre. The direction is alright, the acting throughout is really great, and there's a very realistic and very honorable portrayal of the character of Lara Croft. There are certain highlights to this film that I enjoyed, but overall I will not search to watch it again. But if it happens to pop up on TV, I might leave it on, so I will say that whether you watch Tomb Raider or not, your heart will go on. Thank you so much for watching, my beautiful geekies. Let me know your thoughts on the Tomb Raider movies and the Tomb Raider video game franchise. Thank you so much for watching, and what do you think of Alicia Vikander as an actress? Thank you so much for watching. Once more, you guys are the best. I have more reviews coming this week, and I know my review of Age of Ultron is pretty late. Tomorrow, I promise, I will upload it. That is it, tomorrow, and I will still be at my old house in that video, so I hope to see you there. Thank you so much once more, you guys are the best, and so until tomorrow, you stay beautiful, you stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and the bell so you can be geeky. United!